Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hello, my name is Not Important, and I'm 18-year-old, turning 19 in a month, female from Baltimore, Maryland. So recently I found myself having to make a major life decision. I need your advice on what's my better option. I'll try to keep this as short as possible, so please bear with me. So my last year, senior year of high school, I applied to join the Navy. I scored really high on my ASVAB and was told that I could get a job as a nuclear engineer. Awesome. I have a buddy who retired. He started off as a nuclear engineer, and then he retired as a... What's a vice captain? What the fuck is that? Lieutenant commander. Sorry. Vice captain. I was thinking vice admiral. What the fuck was he? And we have a video out there about becoming a nuclear engineer in the Navy, so you might want to look that one up. I went through the whole process. During the final stage, I was disqualified for childhood scars. I submitted a waiver that was rejected, and I was sad at the time, but what can you do? Fast forward a year, and I completed my first year at the University of Maryland. I'm currently majoring in computer engineering. Probably going to switch to electrical, though. We'll forgive you. That's all right. Why can't there be more girls like you? Jeez. Go tell the other American women to do what you're doing. But I like the children's. Really good with people. Oh my God, I'm great at social media. Besides, well, I'm getting a doctorate in social media studies. Earlier this week, I received a text from my recruiter saying they resubmitted my waiver and it got approved. So now all I have to do is redo some paperwork. I go to MEPS so I can sign a contract to be a nuclear engineer in the Navy by next week. I was excited to hear the news, but everyone is telling me that I should stick to college and getting my degree instead. Who are these people? That's why let us make this the topic of conversation. When people give you advice, except for the old Capmeister because you have to pay, but when people give you free advice, and they're particularly of your family and friends, are they successful? Are they happy in life? I get this a lot with the immigrant clients I got across the board. This immigrant, no, across the freaking board. Where their parents think they know better, and I simply ask the American-born of immigrant parents, how successful are your parents? Not. On welfare, in debt, barely getting by. And usually if the advice was ever, good Christ, don't do what we did, go do something else, then you'd listen to because they admit they're wrong. Usually it's like, you gotta do what the culture says, what the family does, because that's what we do, and that's why we escaped our shithole country to continue the shitty culture here in America, so don't be American. Do make the same shitty decisions that got us in the first place here. So my question is, are these people successful? I'm going to give you my advice anyway, and you're going to do that. But I always found it highly entertaining when people would give advice, and you should do X, Y, and Z like me. So what? So I could be a deadbeat dad with 3 kids from 2 different baby mamas and debt and a shitty ass truck living in Wyoming. Oh, fuck you. Yeah. So that's why I always love it when like people are just going to give you advice. And it's dude, you could be a nuclear engineer. And how many of these people looked into the nuclear engineer program? Dude, those guys make bank. And you're practically guaranteed. I got to find that video for you. You'll watch that because my buddy goes through details on how to like, what's the right decision, wrong decision, which routes you want to go, and then what to do after the military. And man, you could be sitting on a pension. Well, not now, they got that new retirement system, but you'll be sitting pretty. There's a lot worse things you could do than go be a nuclear engineer in the Navy. For background information, I messed up my financial aid my first year, so I took out a huge loan, $21,000 to fund it, but after applying for scholarships and working 3 jobs, I could go into my sophomore year and likely subsequent years without any more loans. So money really isn't an issue because I have that $21,000 to pay off regardless of my decision. The question really, I guess, is what would be a better choice for me in the long run? Complete school at UMD with a bachelor's in engineering, computer or otherwise, or joining the Navy's nuclear engineering program. I tried to include all relevant information. My apologies, too long. No, sweetheart, this was a joy. That's why I charged you so little, because you write wonderfully and it's very succinct and precise. Navy, nuclear engineer in the Navy all the way, dear. Look, the computer engineering program and the electrical engineering program is still going to be there, whether or not you go to the Navy or not. The opportunity to be a nuclear engineer in the Navy will not always be there. And you got a reprieve. This one boomerang back on you. Now you got your chance. Do not fuck this up. It's going to suck. It's going to be hard. It's miserable. The hours suck. You can't leave the ship. You're going to be underwater. Well, I mean, that's if you get into the submarines. It is one of the toughest MOS's disciplines out there, jobs in all the military. All the military. All right? But you will, you know, I always talk about, you got a lump of coal. Do you want to become a diamond? Well, that takes a lot of fucking pressure and heat, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to come out completely destroyed and rebuilt back up into something way more. You're pretty awesome right now. Again, I wish most girls were like you. But you have the chance to become something great, something truly amazing. And then, you know what? Let's say you do the nuclear engineering gig and you don't like it. You put your 4 to 6 years in or whatever it is. Then you go out and you know what? Then you got the GI Bill. And then you go to college. Wherever you want. Not shitty-ass Baltimore. You can go to ASU. You could go to, well, I'm going to go there for an engineering program. You can go someplace warmer. Maybe Texas A&M. Someplace where it's nicer weather. Just as good as an engineering program. I went through Baltimore. Fuck Baltimore. Fuck the East Coast in general. You guys all suck. No, I'm kidding. You personally don't suck. The place you live sucks. And you guys don't know that because none of you make it past Pennsylvania. Love it when people get, oh my God, you see the Smoky Mountains? I'm like, little anthills you guys call National Park? Yeah, I went through that in an hour. So there you go, dear. I'll try and find that video for you. I might link it below or email it to you guys. So there you go. Toodles.